The General and Reginald, a battle for biscuits. General Herbert Bixby, retired, had seen his fair share of battles, from the blistering sands of the desert to the frosty peaks of mountain campaigns. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared him for the daily skirmishes with Reginald, his English Bull Terrier. Seriously, this dog is a force of nature. You think you know chaos? Try living with an English Bull Terrier. They've got this wild energy that keeps you on your toes, turning your home into a whirlwind of mayhem and unpredictability. 1 minute, he's curled up like a little potato, and the next, he's zooming around the house like a furry tornado, chasing after his favorite squeaky toy. It's like living with a muscular four-legged general who's always plotting his next move. It all kicked off one sunny afternoon. With a shopping bag in one hand and his dignity in the other, Herbert launched a stealthy mission at the local grocery store. He scored milk, bread, and tea without a hitch, feeling pretty proud of himself. But then, in a moment of weakness, because who can resist the puppy dog eyes, he tossed in a box of Reginald's favorite liver-flavored biscuits. Just a little treat, he thought, for being a mostly good dog that week. After all, isn't it the little things that make our furry friends wag their tails with joy? Spoiling them just feels right, doesn't it? Plus, watching Reginald do his happy dance when he gets a special snack is absolutely priceless. Herbert braced himself, boots scuffing against the pavement as he fought against Reginald's unrelenting enthusiasm. For heaven's sake, Reggie, they're just biscuits. But to Reginald, those biscuits were like treasures waiting to be claimed, and he was absolutely determined to liberate them from their captivity. It was a hilarious tug-of-war, showcasing the classic battle between man and dog, and honestly, who could blame Reggie? Those liver biscuits were practically calling his name. A bystander, a guy just strolling along with his little chihuahua, let out a loud snort of laughter. Herbert shot him a glare that could wilt flowers. Seriously, the nerve. "Control your troops," the chihuahua owner muttered under his breath, clearly thinking he was hilarious. Herbert just rolled his eyes, trying to block out the distraction and focus on the furry tornado tethered to his wrist. "You've been trained better than this, soldier," he muttered, feeling a mix of frustration and disbelief. Reginald had a knack for turning a simple walk into a full-on circus, darting after anything that moved. Just yesterday, he nearly pulled Herbert into a fountain chasing after a squirrel. Halfway home, Reginald launched a surprise attack. He spotted an abandoned crisp packet dancing in the breeze, and with a dive roll that would make any action hero proud, he pounced. Herbert, totally caught off guard, stumbled forward, his shopping bag swinging wildly, almost spilling its contents everywhere. "Tactical genius, are you? I'll see you court-martialed for this." Herbert grumbled, shaking his head, but secretly amused by Reginald's antics. What a character. They finally made it home, a bit battered but feeling victorious. Herbert tossed the bag onto the kitchen table and turned to lock the door. In those quick seconds, Reginald made his move. The terrier jumped onto the chair, dashed across the table like a furry ninja, and grabbed the coveted box of biscuits. "Reginald!" Herbert shouted, turning just in time to see his sneaky buddy dart off. Reginald dashed to the garden, where he proudly buried the whole box under the hydrangeas. With arms crossed, Herbert couldn't help but laugh. "You'd make a great soldier," he said, shaking his head. "Next time, we're bringing a tank." Reginald wagged his tail. Liver biscuit crumbs stuck to his snout, looking absolutely triumphant. It felt like victory belonged to these bold, brave four-legged pals who were all over the place, acting worse than a classroom of 3-year-olds on a serious sugar high. You know how it goes, chasing each other, barking like crazy, and stealing snacks when no one's watching. These dogs dared to dream big, living their best lives, and honestly, who can blame them? They remind us to embrace joy and chaos, even if it means a little mess along the way. Reginald wagged his tail. liver biscuit crumbs stuck to his snout, looking absolutely triumphant. It felt like victory belonged to these bold, brave four-legged pals who were all over the place, acting worse than a classroom of 3-year-olds on a serious sugar high. You know how it goes, chasing each other, barking like crazy, and stealing snacks when no one's watching. These dogs dared to dream big, living their best lives, and honestly, who can blame them? They remind us to embrace joy and chaos, even if it means a little mess along the way.